We take moments for granted until they become memories. We rush through conversations, scroll past faces, and chase what's next, never realizing that what we have right now might be the very thing we'll miss the most. One day, you'll look back and wish you had smiled a little longer, hugged a little tighter, listened a little deeper, because life doesn't send a warning before it changes. People you love, opportunities you ignore, peace you overlook. They all become memories in the blink of an eye. And when they do, you'll understand the value that time tried to show you all along. So don't wait for a moment to become a memory before you realize how priceless it was. Live fully, appreciate deeply, love loudly. Because once it's gone, all you'll have left is the echo of what could have been. We live in a world that moves too fast, constantly chasing what's next while overlooking what's now. The present moment slips through our fingers quietly, unnoticed, until it becomes a memory that stirs something deep within us. Appreciation is not something that comes naturally when life feels endless, when people feel permanent, and when opportunities seem abundant. It takes awareness to pause, to breathe, and to realize that what surrounds you today will never return in exactly the same way again. The sunlight that warms your face, the laughter shared with someone you love, the quiet moments of reflection, even the challenges that shape your resilience, all of these are gifts that exist only in this very moment. When we fail to appreciate the present, we unknowingly trade the richness of life for the illusion of control over the future. We tell ourselves we'll slow down when things get better, when we achieve more, when we have more time. But time is never promised, and the perfect moment to appreciate life never arrives. It is created in the now. Every breath, every heartbeat, every word spoken carries significance. The people you see every day, the ones whose presence feels ordinary, may one day become the most extraordinary memories you hold. The moments that seem routine today could become treasures you ache to relive. Appreciating the present is not about ignoring your goals or dismissing your struggles. It is about finding beauty and meaning in the midst of them. It's recognizing that even the hard days are a part of your story, shaping your strength, revealing your faith, and teaching you lessons you'll carry forever. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It opens your heart to see what is good instead of what is missing. It makes you realize that the things you take for granted are the very things someone else is praying for. There's a quiet power in being present. When you look someone in the eye and truly listen, when you take a moment to feel the air, to taste your food, to hear the laughter around you, you connect with life in its purest form. Those little pauses become anchors, grounding you in gratitude and awareness. You begin to see that happiness isn't hidden in the next milestone. It's woven into the ordinary details of right now. Appreciation transforms how you experience the world. It softens the heart, deepens relationships, and creates peace even in uncertain times. The present is fleeting, but it is also sacred, filled with chances to love, to forgive, to express, and to grow. When you learn to appreciate it, you stop living in anticipation of the next thing and start cherishing the beauty of what already is. The sound of a familiar voice, the comfort of a routine, the small acts of kindness, all these moments are forming the memories you'll hold when life moves forward, reminding you that the value of today is immeasurable. It's easy to assume the people we love will always be there, that the moments we share will keep repeating, and that time will somehow pause for us to appreciate them later. But life has a way of teaching us, often too late, that everything and everyone is temporary. Value in people and moments while you have them means living with awareness that nothing is guaranteed, that every conversation, every smile, and every shared silence carries a weight that may only be understood when it's gone. The beauty of life lies not in its permanence, but in its fleeting nature, in the way it constantly changes, reminding us to hold close what truly matters. When you value people, you stop taking them for granted. You start to listen more, to look into their eyes when they speak, to understand their heart instead of just hearing their words. You begin to realize that everyone carries a story, a struggle, a dream, and that your presence in their life can be a light or a burden. Sometimes the smallest gestures, a kind word, a simple thank you, a gentle touch, can mean more than you'll ever know. People in your life are not just part of your routine. They are the reason behind many of your best memories, the source of your laughter, your lessons, and your growth. Moments too hold power. They pass quickly, but within them are emotions that can last a lifetime. A single evening spent with loved ones, a deep conversation under the stars, the warmth of being understood without words. These are the treasures that no amount of success or wealth can replace. When you value the moment, you're not thinking about what's next or what went wrong. You're simply being present, fully alive, soaking in the details that your heart will one day crave to relive. Life's most precious experiences often happen in the ordinary, sharing a meal, holding a hand, or sitting quietly beside someone who means everything to you. Valuing people and moments is also about forgiveness and grace. It's understanding that holding grudges steals your peace and wastes the limited time you have with those who matter. It's choosing to say, "I love you," more often, to apologize when you should, and to show appreciation before it's too late. So many hearts carry regret, not because of what they did, because of what they didn't say, the love they didn't express, the time they didn't give. Every person you care about is a part of your story, and every moment shared with them is a page you'll never get to rewrite. When you truly value people and moments, your priorities shift. You start to see that relationships and memories are far more valuable than possessions or achievements. You begin to live slower, love deeper, and notice how fragile and beautiful time really is. The laughter, the tears, the connections, all become reminders that life's worth isn't measured by what you own, but by who you share it with and how deeply you cherish each passing moment. Time moves quietly, without permission or pause, reshaping everything it touches. What feels certain today can become a memory tomorrow, and the people, places, and feelings you once knew can transform in ways you never imagined. Time does not announce its changes, it slips through unnoticed, leaving you to realize its power only when you look back and see how much has shifted. One day, the faces you see every morning may fade into distance, the routines that once defined your life may disappear, and the emotions that once felt eternal may soften into distant echoes. Time changes everything, not because it wants to take from you, because it was never meant to stand still. In the flow of time, seasons come and go, teaching us that nothing lasts forever. The laughter of today may turn into silence. The warmth of love may become a bittersweet memory, and the opportunities you once ignored may vanish before you realize their worth. This truth can be both painful and liberating. Painful because it reminds you that you cannot control the pace of life, and liberating because it teaches you to value what is here now. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and it never asks if you're ready for its changes. It simply moves forward, demanding that you adapt, grow, and let go when necessary. The change time brings is not always harsh. Sometimes it heals wounds you thought would never close. It allows distance to soften pain, and perspective to bring understanding. It reveals who you've become through what you've endured. You look at old pictures, hear an old song, and realize how far you've come from the person you once were. Time changes you too. Your desires, your strength, your priorities. What once felt urgent loses importance, and what you once overlooked begins to hold deeper meaning. It is through this constant transformation that life gains its depth and beauty. Yet, even knowing all this, we often live as if time is infinite. We postpone joy, delay gratitude, and assume there will always be another chance. But there won't always be another sunrise to fix what was broken, or another day to say what's in your heart. The unpredictability of time should not create fear but awareness. A reminder to live with intention, to cherish each hour, to speak kindness freely, and to forgive quickly. Every passing moment is an opportunity that will never return in the same form again. Time changes everything, but within that truth lies an invitation to live more fully. It calls you to appreciate the people you love, embrace the stages of life, and to accept change as part of your growth. It teaches that clinging to what is past only robs you of the present. You can't stop time, but you can honor it by being awake to its lessons, grateful for its gifts, and aware that what you hold today may not be here tomorrow. Opportunities come like whispers, soft, fleeting, and often unnoticed until they're gone. They appear in moments of decision, in small choices that seem insignificant at first, but hold the power to change the course of your life. When those moments pass, they rarely return in the same form. Missed opportunities can't be reclaimed because time doesn't rewind and life doesn't repeat its lessons in the same way. The job you didn't take, the person you didn't appreciate, the dream you didn't pursue, the words you didn't speak, each becomes a reminder that hesitation has a cost. Every missed opportunity leaves behind a trace of what if, a quiet echo of something that could have been. Life is built on moments that demand courage. Opportunities often disguise themselves as challenges, risks, or inconveniences. They require faith when certainty is nowhere in sight. Yet, many people let fear hold them back. Fear of failure, rejection, or change. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect condition, the perfect feeling, not realizing that perfection never comes. Time moves forward, and the window that was once open slowly closes. Once it does, you can't step back into that same space with the same potential. You can try again, but the circumstances, the people, and the timing will have shifted. That's the silent truth about missed chances. They shape your future just as much as the ones you take. Regret often grows from the opportunities we ignored. Creeps in when we see someone else living the dream we once envisioned, or when we realize how easily things could have been different if we had acted with boldness instead of doubt. But regret, though painful, serves a purpose. It awakens awareness. It teaches the importance of presence, of seizing the moment while it's still within reach. Every missed opportunity becomes a lesson about the value of now. It whispers that waiting too long to act can turn potential into memory. There is also grace in missed opportunities. While they can't be reclaimed, they can redirect you. They remind you to pay closer attention, to recognize the next open door when it appears. They cultivate humility and wisdom, showing that even loss has meaning. What truly matters is not the chances you've missed, but how you respond when life offers you another. The key is to move forward without allowing regret to paralyze you, using the pain of what you lost as fuel for what's next. Every moment carries possibility. Every conversation, every idea, every step forward could lead to something greater than you imagine. The tragedy is not in missing opportunities, but in not learning from them. Once you understand that time won't stop for hesitation, you begin to act with urgency and intention. You speak what's in your heart, pursue what calls your spirit, and embrace risk as part of growth. Because in the end, the opportunities you take define your story, and the ones you let slip away become silent reminders of why you must never wait too long to begin. Gratitude has the quiet power to transform how you see life. It doesn't change your circumstances, it changes your perception. When you begin to look at the world through the lens of thankfulness, even the simplest moments start to shine with hidden value. Ordinary days, the ones that seem repetitive and uneventful, begin to reveal their depth. You start to see how every breath, every sunrise, every small act of kindness is a gift that many overlook. Gratitude reminds you that beauty doesn't only exist in grand achievements or rare experiences, but in the details that surround you every single day. When you wake up and choose to focus on what's right instead of what's missing, your heart softens. The morning coffee feels richer, the air feels lighter, and the presence of loved ones feels more meaningful. Gratitude grounds you in the present, pulling your mind away from the constant longing for more. It teaches you to slow down and notice the rhythm of life, the sound of laughter, the warmth of the sun, the comfort of routine. These are not small things. They are treasures that shape your happiness in ways that material success never could. Gratitude also changes how you handle challenges. When life feels heavy, being thankful for what remains steady helps you find strength to keep going. Instead of being consumed by what's wrong, you begin to see the lessons hidden in hardship. Gratitude doesn't deny pain, it gives it purpose. Reminds you that even in difficult seasons, there is still something to hold on to. Faith, hope, growth. The more you practice gratitude, the more resilient your spirit becomes, because you learn that joy doesn't depend on having a perfect life, but on seeing perfection in imperfect moments. Ordinary days are often overlooked because they lack excitement, but these are the days that build the foundation of your peace. When you are grateful, you realize that the quiet evenings at home, the simple conversations, the meals shared without rush, are the very things that make life meaningful. Gratitude gives weight to these moments, turning them into memories that warm your heart long after they pass. It turns monotony into mindfulness and repetition into reverence. The beauty of gratitude is that it multiplies. The more you express it, the more reasons you find to be thankful. It changes the energy you carry and the way you interact with others. You start to appreciate people more deeply, to see their efforts, and to speak kindness that uplifts them. Life responds to a thankful heart with abundance, not always in possessions, but in peace and clarity. Gratitude opens your eyes to the richness already present in your life. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, the simple into the sacred, and the everyday moments into treasures that remind you how blessed you already are, even before anything changes. Life is fragile, unpredictable, and fleeting, yet most people move through it as if it will last forever. Days blur into weeks, weeks into years, and suddenly, what once felt permanent begins to fade. To live, love, and feel deeply before it's too late means to awaken to the reality that every heartbeat is temporary, and that the truest way to honor life is to experience it fully. Living deeply is not about constant excitement or chasing adventure. It's about being present in every moment, giving your attention, energy, and heart to what truly matters. It's about realizing that time is a gift, not a guarantee, and that the beauty of existence lies in how sincerely you embrace it. To live deeply is to stop merely existing and start engaging with life on purpose. It's stepping outside the comfort zone, saying yes to opportunities that stretch your soul, and cherishing the small details you often overlook. It means waking up each day with a sense of wonder, treating every sunrise as a reminder that you've been given one more chance to grow, to forgive, to dream, and to try again. Living fully requires courage. The courage to fail, to start over, and to trust that your story still holds meaning, even in its unfinished chapters. It's about tasting life in its fullness, allowing both joy and pain to shape who you are. Loving deeply is the heartbeat of a meaningful life. Love is not limited to romance. It's found in kindness, compassion, and connection. To love deeply is to give without fear, to see others with empathy, and to express what you feel before the chance slips away. Too many people hide behind pride or fear, waiting for the perfect moment to say what their heart carries, but perfect moments rarely come. Love needs to be spoken, shown, and lived. It's in the way you listen, in the time you give, and in the forgiveness you extend. Love, when given freely, leaves no room for regret, because it touches not only others, but also heals the one who gives it. Feeling deeply is what makes you human. In a world that often encourages numbness and distraction, allowing yourself to feel is an act of courage. To feel deeply means to embrace both the beauty and the brokenness of life, the laughter, the loss, the passion, the fear, the hope, and the uncertainty. It means not running from your emotions, but letting them teach you what it means to be alive. When you numb pain, you also numb joy. To feel deeply is to live truthfully, allowing every emotion to carve wisdom and empathy into your soul. Living, loving, and feeling deeply is not about perfection, it's about presence. It's the awareness that every person you meet, every experience you have, and every emotion you feel is a fleeting miracle. Before time takes away what you have today, you must dare to live boldly, love openly, and feel everything your heart is capable of. Because these are the things that give life its meaning. Life is a fleeting collection of moments, fragile yet profoundly beautiful. And too often we realize their worth only when they become memories. Every heartbeat, every connection, every opportunity carries meaning that time will one day transform. To truly live is to awaken before loss teaches the lesson, to appreciate the present before it fades, to value people and moments while they're still within reach, to understand that time changes everything without warning, and that missed chances rarely return. Gratitude turns the ordinary into treasure, reminding us that even the smallest experiences are sacred when seen through thankful eyes. And to live, love, and feel deeply is to honor the gift of existence, to give your heart fully, to feel without hesitation, and to embrace life with open hands before it slips away. Because in the end, what remains are not the possessions or the plans, but the memories of how deeply we lived, how sincerely we loved, and how fearlessly we felt every breath of the life we were given.